So
I mean,
I agree that that makes us individually quite weaker or stupider or whatever. Right
yes,
now we have the internet,
yes.
so we're kind of a little dumber in a bunch of ways, right?
I
But
mean, we should
this
be
is
smarter,
a
bro.
change and not necessarily a lack or a loss, right? We're changing the places that are important for us to be able to contribute to the society such that the society can perpetuate. It's a change. And I think that's important to keep in mind. Now, we can critique that change, but I think it would be silly and sort of lacking perspective to say that it's just all bad that that change is happening, right?
I mean, I
Like
don't.
we're just changing how we live. We're going to have automation and stuff. So people
Hmm.
don't have to sit around managing people to make sure they're doing their jobs, to make sure everyone gets food, right? Instead, we can use these other systems to do that. It's a change in how we interact with the environment. Again,
Well, the
it
guys
just
with
makes okay.
Crohn's, wouldn't they just starve? They'd be fucked.
What?
Those Crohn's guys, they wouldn't have made it if you gotta hunt the antelope or whatever we get.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I wouldn't have made it if I lived anywhere else than in Canada, dude. I had surgery when I was a kid. You think my single mother could have afforded that? I'd be dead on the street if I
Right,
lived in
so
the
that's a
US.
pretty good thing. I
That's a
like
good
that.
point.
Like, I owe my life to a lot of fucking people along the way, man. Like, and I plan on paying them back.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. I'm glad those advances occurred so that people like you could make it.
Yeah, no, man, it's great. But like coming back to like what Audrey was saying, but like the best, like arguably the best form of the human being was when we were hunter-gatherers. Like,
Wait,
yes,
I
we.
really feel like you
I
missed the point though. He brought up your Crohn's and he said, well, Crohn's people would just die, wouldn't they? Right? So
Yes.
I think you missed the point there. You're weak. You're weak
Y-
because your body
yes.
does not work right.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And yet you're going to be able to thrive, right? Because
Be
we've
able
changed
to.
how we interact with the environment.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for that. I wouldn't be alive today without that.
Okay, but you don't want it to be anymore the case.
No, I didn't ever said that. What do you mean? When
Well,
did I
because you
ever
want
say
people,
that when
because you want people to go through hardship, and therefore a lot of them will not make it through it.
was that? Like, where they're gonna die or something?
Oh,
No.
oh yeah. Maybe that's the thing you didn't realize is that
What?
hardship kills you.
Hardship
okay.
what?
So
Hardship kills a lot of people.
It
it
kills
was one of the
people? Like,
Yes.
it was yeah. So it was one of the things I was gonna bring up. But you remember when I told you like the most likely outcome is that your point of view would probably be a greater negative than positive to the world, because for a huge amount of the population, they might not have like mental fortitude to withstand like trauma
no, I get it, and I'm
and
not
heart.
asking them for
But
them to
that's the
do that.
thing.
But
That's
it's
the
like
thing.
it's like saying, Darnell, it's like saying going to the gym is gonna kill you. It's like,
I
no, dude.
mean,
You
it
do it one day at
can.
a time.
No,
Yeah,
no,
well,
it
hopefully
can
it
kill you
doesn't, you
though.
know? Yeah, but
But
like,
you
come on, like, you know?
Yeah, but you're not proposing that people go to the gym. First off, some people will die if they go to the gym. But okay, let's not talk about that. But you're not proposing stuff like that. You're proposing something harder than that, right?
No,
You're not
like,
just
no, I haven't been proposing anything. Literally, the only thing that I have proposed is setting up schools. What I'm saying is, this is what I went through. How, again, for like the third time, how do I apply that to someone else
okay.
without
So
the
basically, you're saying
trauma?
what you're saying is that we need to create strong people in a
Yes,
way that doesn't harm
fuck them
them.
up. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
But
Okay.
okay,
But it's like asking for the impossible.
No, I know, but I'm just like, you know, there's got to be a way, right? Like, there's got, you know,
I don't
like
know
there's
if
this.
there's got to be a way.
There,
Maybe.
there-
I don't know.
there's this episode, right, in TNG, like Star Trek: The New Generation, where like Captain Miles O'Brien, he gets like captured by or whatever, and he gets convicted of being a spy, right? And they put him in fucking prison like that same day, and he experiences 20 years of like prison life in a single day, right? And that fucks him up, like he's like fucking sleeping on the ground and all that shit,
This
right?
is the one
PTSD.
where the other ship, like with his former captain, I forget the name of the other ship.
I don't know. I just really remember that one scene, you know, and it like made an impact on me. And I'm like, dude, that's so cool, you know. Like, I wish like we could kind of have something like that that wouldn't like create like permanent fucking trauma or whatever, but that it would still instill like the idea, you know. Like in the V for Vendetta, like it like the physical thing wasn't real,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
why I hate
experience
movies.
okay.
was.
That's why I
Yeah,
hate
but
movies.
here's the
Like,
problem. Go ahead, Maxis, and then I'll continue.
universe. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't represent reality in any way.
Yeah, I
Not even
know,
as a
I
physical.
know. Yeah, I know, and it's just like that would so fuck someone up. But
No,
like,
no. I'm saying that I love if that was possible, but like
right.
just seeing it in a movie doesn't make it. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
know. Yeah, no,
Okay.
of course I know that. But like, I'm just saying, that's an analogy. I'm trying to say, like, how do we, if there was a way to like simulate that, like really make someone believe it without creating any of the trauma or whatever, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
It's
just
like, no, like, no.
no, no, no.
Or
I
maybe,
get.
or maybe you could do it. Maybe you could just do it gradually, where it's like going to the gym and working the body, and like maybe that's good enough. Like maybe
Sure.
that works,
No, no, I get it. But I think going back to what V was saying, like there are people who have studied this thing for decades and decades, right?
Right.
And that's sort of the field of psychology. That said, even psychology, I mean, psychology is an incredibly like complicated thing to do. Like a lot of psychological theories are just like kind of ridiculous, as in like they're very like it's hard to test things, right? In
Mm-hmm.
psychology. So it's
Yes.
like even the best minds in that field, it's like sure, maybe, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the best thing you could do is to kind of get into that field, knowing that even the people in that field are like have very rough understanding of life and psychology, right? So yeah, I don't know. I guess the main point here I'm making is that I don't share your optimism with the fact that there's got to be a solution to that problem. Like, and maybe I am a little bit of a pessimist for sure, but like, yeah, I'm not as confident that it's within our reach to get to close to that scenario.
No, I mean, like I agree. I mean, I agree because like, people are hard-headed, and it's gonna be fucking rough. Obviously, like I'm getting tons of resistance, so
But I can't tell. Are you more anti-technology, pro-technology?
I'm not anything technology. Like, would you?
Well, just it
There's
seems like
nothing.
the things you kind of daydream about though would require more technology, but also a lot of the things it sounds like you advocate for less.
What do you mean? Like, when did I ever
Like the
talk about
phone,
technology?
you said the
I don't
phone
I
is
don't like phone,
bad.
but yeah, because it's impersonal. Yeah, because it's like so fucking social media, man, writing shit on fucking text, like I don't like it. Like it's impersonal. There's no empathy in it. Like if I wanna exploit my empathy for someone, have a real conversation with them, I'll meet them face to face and shit where I can get the most value. People aren't getting any value out of their interactions because it's fucking just words on a
But
on a
but a
you know.
lot of but I mean a shitload of people meet face to face all the time every day. I mean that's not
Yeah.
yeah,
But not
that's all
enough.
that
Like how many
it
people do you pass on the
happens.
on the bus and like they're all on their phones? 90% of them.
Yeah, I mean I guess maybe fewer people are striking up chats on the bus.
People don't value exploiting their empathy, man. Like people aren't looking at each other, man. People aren't talking to each other. Like it's a big fucking problem.
I mean, it sounds like you aren't.
Yeah,
People
exactly. I
are.
disagree. I
No,
disagree.
I am like I
You really
No,
try
disagree?
and
people absolutely
but
are. I
like
see it every fucking
everyone
day.
Right.
yeah, that's great, but like not it's not enough. Like there's a big problem. I mean, I think I see it all over the place. Like
Is it a feeling you're getting, or is it something that you're experiencing?
no, it's drastic, man. Because like I said, like I've been it was like 15 years ago where like basically I was going out and everything was great, right? And then like start going out again
Yeah,
15
yeah,
years later, and it's a
exactly. Can
drastic
you give us
change.
some more tangible examples so we can understand what you're specifically looking at
Well, I
and
mean,
sort of
just
pulling from?
like you're talking about just like experiences stuff, but like literally just walking around from when like I was like 23, 24 years old and like talking to people, interacting with people at the grocery store, like just life experiences to like what it is now. It's completely different. Nobody talks to each other. Everyone's in their fucking phone. Everyone's on their phone on the bus. You go to the grocery store, you don't even talk to a cashier anymore. You go to a fucking automatic machine or
That's
whatever.
true.
You
That's
can
true,
talk
but
to a cashier.
but these are examples of a lack of community, not a lack
Yes.
of communication.
Exactly.
No,
So,
I'm
so
all
That's
I'm all for the
different.
communication, but I
Do
think
we
people
understand that that's different?
no, absolutely it is different. They're different
Okay.
words and communication is great. And that's why I still have a phone because I need it to communicate. But like I think people should value more communicating, like they should put more emphasis on communicating face to face because that's where you actually get like empathy from. Like you can see people smiling and fucking, actually get value out of an interaction with someone else. or more value than you
don't
would out of
disagree. I don't disagree. I think that's true, but I
there you go.
I think it's not as uncommon as you seem to think it is.
I mean, regardless of how uncommon or common it is or whatever, it should be more emphasized. Like everyone, you know, like not enough people are meeting. There's no, like Audrey said, there's no community or whatever, sense of community. There's no, like, you know, people when I was young, man, we used to go to a community center and shit, hang out, you know, there should be random people there all the time. Like people don't do
Well, I
that.
didn't because I'm a nerd and hate people, so I didn't. But yeah,
Yeah,
no.
but I still went. I went and played fucking cards and
Good for
shit.
you,
I had a
man.
bunch, you know.
There
Yeah,
are
no,
places
it's
to play cards, though. People play cards still.
Yeah, a lot. But yeah, no. But okay, listen. I think that's a very good point. I think it's something that I agree with you on. Yeah, like you can organize people. You can do. I mean, literally, go make a meetup. I'll pay you the membership. Go on meetup.com and just organize. Just get some people together. Like get people together on whatever. I mean, you're in Canada, so I guess for 11 months out of 12 you're gonna die if you go outside, so I don't think it works. But like maybe there are indoor places you guys use. I don't know exactly how it works.
This is
But,
how
like,
the cult starts.
yeah, so like, you know, get people together in a livable space in Canada and start a community thing, and you're gonna love people. Well, okay, you can. I guess maybe you still have the issue with the isolation. I don't know if you're still.
No, I'm good, man. Like I'm all about it,
Basically,
you know.
basically, when I come back to Montreal, we're gonna start. I'm gonna take him out and start doing stuff there, so it's okay.
There you go.
That
There you
aspect
go.
isn't gonna, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, don't go drink with Darnell. That's not the right type of socialization.
But yeah, there's still plenty of people going out all the time, meeting people.
Too
Okay.
many, way too many.
There
Like,
is.
Okay,
go
look.
fuck.
I believe what he's trying to say is a human interaction has diminished, which I mean, I go out and stuff like that, and you can kind of see it. Most people aren't very social and interactive. There's a lack of wanting to interact with other people you don't know, and that's true. Like, that's a given. Like, you see it all the time. You go out, you go to a restaurant, you see people always huddle
wait.
together.
That's not true. That's not true either. So
The
again,
what?
there's a lack of community, but we are communicating with one another just fine. We're not doing it as much as we did because we're lacking that community, but we are talking to people we don't know. Just look
Yes,
at,
but
like,
I'm saying
Internet Warrior, for example. That's somebody talking with people they don't know.
I am not saying that isn't a thing. I'm saying there's a lack of people wanting to do this, right? Like, you don't see people just straight up going up and talking and interacting when you're out in a social area. When you go to a concert or something like that, you're with your friends and you don't see people just
I
breaking
see
off with
it
a
all the time at concerts, man.
motherfucker.
It
you're
happens
different,
nonstop to the
okay?
point of annoying people.
Yes, and those are the ones who would be like myself, right? The ones who are like, I want to interact with people, and I will go and I'll talk to whoever I feel like. There are rare people, I'm gonna say myself, who literally go to these things because I want to meet new people and I want to interact with them. But the people, the reciprocation that I get from them is what I'm talking about. People don't have they'll indulge you for a moment, but they don't want to really interact with you. And I believe that's what he's viewing as, you know, like how society is kind of diminishing and all that kind of
Well, they
shit.
You know
might
something
want-
interesting from my
Mm.
perspective, and I could be totally wrong, could be full of shit on this one. I think that's actually cultural shift. We've gotten very
Yes, and-
uncomfortable with people
Exactly,
not
and that's
agreeing
what
with
he's
us.
blaming technology, which is phone interaction.
So we're afraid. So we're afraid to talk about anything like our health or politics.
Yeah, I
or
agree.
religion because we
For
don't
sure.
want people to argue with us. We're afraid that we're going to get attacked.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you, Audrey. I think people are afraid, and that stems from like not having any self-worth, like not being, you know, not being comfortable in their own skin. Like, because people that are truly comfortable, like,
I don't
don't
think it's
lash
about
out like
comfort.
that. Like,
I don't think it's
I
about
think
comfort.
it is.
I think it's more along the line of tolerance, right? People have lost the
Yeah,
ability
but
to
if-
tolerate other people and
No,
their
but
point
that's
of
the
views.
thing.
And okay.
It's
I
not
think
that-
that really comes from like a sense of self-respect and like, you know, when you're good, like I'm sure like Maxos, I think he seems like he's, you know, he's comfortable with himself, proud of who he is.
Oh hell
And
no.
I don't
I'm an incredible bitch, and I am not tolerant at all. I have zero tolerance, but I do agree that people should be more tolerant. But I think it's not just a question of. I don't know if it's a question of ability, of skills, but it's more to me a question of it's become the right thing to do. Like there is a cultural stand that people take, which is that no, you should not be compromising about
It's
what
a
you think, right?
cultural response.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
verbiage.
Yeah.
We've responded to this fear.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
agree.
And so, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think people, like, culturally now it's just so easy to be nice, you know, to not be confrontational and not go against the grain, you know. But like, I think it's kindness. It's the right thing to do. It's what we need to hear instead of what we want to hear. That's important, you know. Those are the conversations that we need to have.
Yeah,
And we
and
can't
kindness.
be scared of those. And we are scared of those because we're scared of getting fucking canceled and all this shit, you know, on fucking social
Right.
media. Like,
And-
people hold that against us, and like, I'm immune to that. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
and
on
I
social
think
media.
when you say kindness, I think it's even more specific than that. To me, it's literally the question of, are you okay with keeping in your community somebody who disagrees on a very important point with you, right? And right now, the idea is, no, you shouldn't compromise on that. But like back then, especially, well, I come from the countryside, so like everybody around you is in the community, whether you like it or not, right?
Right.
Like there is no idea of like I pick my own community, right? Like it's that
Yes.
whatever, that's your community.
Mhm.
And there's good things and bad things about that, but I do think that it's a good thing to be able to allow for that. In most cases, allow for that disagreement. I myself am not very good at that because I'm not a very tolerant person, but I do see how that's a value.
Because like, I think that, like, you know, like, let's say for a community or whatever, like, you could be nice to that one person or whatever, but you'll be unkind to the rest of your community.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
You know, so like, yes, like, by being, you know, it's like my roommate the other day, you know, he asked my other roommate for a cigarette, you know, and I was like, no, man, you're not allowed to fucking smoke like this old man, you know. And I was telling him, like, no, I'm sorry, but like, I don't want to, like, I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm going to be kind to you, you know. It's like, I'm going to do something about, I'm going to hurt you now to fucking help you later, you know.
I may have
And there needs to be
missed
more
it.
of that.
May have missed it because I wasn't here at the beginning. What do you do for a living, Hydro?
I don't work right now, man. I was on fucking disability for the last 12 years. Like,
Okay.
I'm writing a book. Like, I don't know. I'm still on welfare, you know. Like, that's
Yeah,
that's how
well,
I've been living on $4,000 a year, you know.
I was curious just because a lot of the ways people form their social circles and stuff is through, you know, their work.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a lot of ways they get the social interaction in person as coworkers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Most of my social interaction I've gotten just like out of talking through people in Discord and stuff, like my gaming community. So I'm still like sociable or whatever, you know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said not me. I hate the people I work with.
Oh, yeah, that sucks, man. It sucks that that's the thing, you know, that we, you know, that people don't understand like how to really like lead and shit and fucking understand, you know, because it's so powerful. Like, leadership with love, like real leadership. Like, people don't understand that.
I agree.
Like, imagine if you loved your boss, you know, and you actually wanted to work hard for him and shit, because like,
And so I critiqued you earlier, but I actually I have something to agree with you here. I was speaking with a monk recently, like someone who's actually trained and practicing as a monk legitimately every day of their life.
as a
And
monk,
they too have noticed, this lack of leadership that you're noticing. So I
Yeah.
think that you're dead on that. I think that's a really good, astute observation.
I mean, like, cause like what, like an employee, like, I just think it just makes so much sense to me. Like, as a leader, right? Like, I want to foster my employees' empathy for me so that their work has more value to me, and it's self-centered. I would do it for my own sake. So like, I want to make other people happy around me for my own sake. Like, it's so healthy, and I just wish people understood that.
Those are tenets of like most workplaces. I mean, not that they all follow it, but
Yeah,
No,
but like, to
it's not
truly, really feel it authentically, genuinely.
Sure, ideally, yeah.
But the incentives are not there, especially in large
Sure.
organizations.
I hear you. I'm just saying that's not like It's not something people aren't aware is a thing.
Yeah.
Because like the incentives are like there naturally. Like for me, that's how I do it, right? And then like in
think so,
everything
but-
in life, like
Yeah,
that you
so if you are in a small organization, yes, that's true. But like in
even in
larger,
a large one, like like it's
Yeah,
it's
but
great
listen-
to work for an inspiring leader or whatever. So when you know,
I get it, but in practice,
I know. In
No, but-
practice, we don't have the right leaders. Because the right leaders are people who don't want to be leaders.
Yeah, but okay, maybe I'm an old Marxist, and that's kind of like why I think this way. But just don't think it's a question like you're not gonna get the right leaders ever. Like the point is, you need to have a
You're
different.
probably
structure.
right. You're probably
so
right
like-
because the right leaders aren't the people who like who
Get set
they don't get any value out of
but
the
wait,
position.
wait. We can talk about community leaders without
Sure.
talking about like a politician, for example, though.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, I think they're
Well, I was thinking about workplace,
they're
but
similar. Because like a real leader, like an actual like true fucking natural leader, doesn't actually validate from having the position. Like he
Sure.
doesn't care. Like like I get that. Like we
practice,
self validate. So like for us, it's like we don't care to be in that position. We don't, we'll do it if we have to, like if we feel like there's an issue and no one's taking the lead or whatever, but we're not going to get any gratification out of having that role.
Yeah, but the 99.9% of people who are in leadership, they are there because let's put it this way, 90% they're there because exactly they get gratification from being
Yes,
leadership, and 10% for the money, right? So it's
Yes.
like, so yeah.
It's a system that's literally
Yeah.
self-defeating.
Exactly.
Literally a system that's self-defeating. Like I want to like create hopefully like ideologically, utopianly, like I want to find a system that literally like goes out and finds these people, these like sigmas or whatever, that are natural leaders and shit, and push like really make them shine in society and push them into these positions of leadership where they'll be like naturally the best leaders, like but society has like kind of pushed those people like into the shadows because like like the world is the way it is and it's kind of shit for those people. I know because I'm one of them, and I'd rather go off into the fucking woods and live the rest of my life with my dog than have to come into society and have to deal with like an unfair system that values like alpha male behavior and shit. It's just like it's not meant for us, but it should be. And then that's the thing. That's the whole thing is that like we're so counterintuitive. If we're left to our own like devices, we just degrade, into like mush. Like we really need to be like pushed to be better, like pushed to be excellent, like somehow. We need like the right leaders, like the right people with the right mindset.
The way you described Sigma earlier, though, doesn't sound like makes sense as a leader.
They are great leaders. They're the best leaders.
Okay.
They're just
But it didn't-
natural leaders.
But wait, say what you said before about them.
They
they
self-validate. They're independent,
right.
self-reliant. They're non-conform. They're like there's a bunch. Like you
Right.
look at
It
like
sounds
top
like
25.
doesn't work well with the team. It kind of sounds
No,
like.
it absolutely
Sigma
works.
male is like an internet phenomena description, right? You guys have heard
Yeah.
it before, right? Other than
Yeah,
Hydro, the
yeah, yeah.
person saying it.
I've heard the
Other
word.
than
I don't know
male.
what it means.
Like I
Yeah, so
identify
Sigma
with it
male
like
is
100%.
a
Like
term that it cycles around in these circles that the Jordan Peterson, the Andrew Tates of the world, they talk about these Sigma males. It's like the new alpha male thing, except like less. It's supposed to be less predatory and aggressive.
Less
as the
douchey.
alpha.
it's
No,
not just
no.
that it's that they
It's a
self-validate.
pseudoscience, sociological phenomena term.
Yeah. I'm one of them. Like I fucking swear to God, like I 100% associate all of the traits. Like it was an eye opener when I started
Isn't
like
it
looking.
self-contradictory to like attach yourself to that label if you're Sigma?
No, I don't think so because like I was always this way. Like I was
But
always
you're
this
like
way my whole life, and
independent.
it
You
just
think for
like
yourself and all this.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
But
I
then
don't
you're
lie.
part
I'm
of the
honest.
group
I'm
of
true.
Sigmas.
Yeah, I'm a Sigma. Absolutely, 100%.
But it's not a
To
technical
be so, this
classification.
is going to be so dickish, but none of
No,
those
go ahead.
idols that you agree with would ever classify you as a Sigma male while you're on social assistance programs. I'm really sorry. Like that doesn't work.
What? Sorry, what was the question?
The self-reliant part, I'm guessing, is what she's saying.
She said
totally-
the names that you dropped just now, they would not view you as a Sigma male. Like
The
you said,
names that
fucking
I
Jordan
dropped?
Peterson,
because
fucking.
because you are ill, because your house is not in order, you're on
My house is-
welfare programs. These are
My-
things that. So listen, the term doesn't mean fucking anything, okay? You can identify it
Yeah,
all
it's
you
a
like. It means
it's a
nothing.
label. Yeah, I
But-
agree. Sure.
But I think you should know that nobody else would ever agree to that if they knew you were on social welfare programs. Like, that's not how Sigma male works. That's not independent. You're highly dependent. You're
You-
one
you-
of the more independent members of our society. Sorry, one
You
of the
un-
more dependent members of our society.
Independent, right? Oh, you mean I'm dependent? Yeah, no, I agree. I am
Yeah,
dependent
you're
on
dependent
society.
economically, socially, on other people, medically. You're very dependent.
Okay.
You're not Sigma. Not that you shouldn't
Yeah.
strive to be Sigma. It's insane. It's an insane concept. But I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but like technically with that term you're using, you're not. You're not that term.
Yeah. I mean, my house is very much so in order.
Andrew Tate would be Sigma. Right?
No, he's
'Cause
not a
he
Sigma. He's
makes
an
money,
alpha.
He takes
He's-
care. Oh my god. Okay,
No, he's
whatever.
an alpha.
He's in jail.
I think the point is, who really gives a shit
Andrew
about
Tate is
the?
not a Sigma.
He's
I think the
bald.
point is like caring that much about those labels seems silly.
Yeah, it
right?
seems like a lot. I'm just saying like that, like I saw that and I identified as that. You know, it just reinforced what was there already for me.
Yeah, maybe the thing that I would and I don't know, it feels like a little bit of a low blow, but you say that you self-validate, but you
Yeah.
do seem attached to this idea of fitting in one role in society, of being a natural leader and a Sigma, as you're saying, and that to me feels somewhat not self-validating. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're
no, but I literally said that like, right? Like they are natural leaders, but they
Mm.
don't want to be. Like they're dating, right? Because we
do
self-validate,
it.
right? So
But
like
you
I
do
don't care. No, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to
just
make
so
I don't want
weird
to put a
you should
fucking
be
crosshair on my
extremely
head.
proud of yourself for the things that you've done in your life, right? It
I
sounds
am.
like you had a very, very difficult stretch that was caused by not very much of your own doing, right? Very
Right.
little at
Yeah.
the very least.
Completely just
So you should be super proud. Like, I'm not trying to take any of that away from you.
Yeah.
But I do think that these critiques are something to at least think about and conceptualize moving forward.
yeah, no, absolutely. I'm that's why I'm here. I'm just like, what do you mean like these critiques? Which ones specifically?
Well, that if you were self-made, and independent and all these
Oh,
things, right?
right.
Then you
Mhm.
wouldn't be needing help from the government. You would have found your own means, right? You wouldn't
Right.
need their help. You'd find a way. You just aren't these things. Like, you have traits. You have these traits. But to try to make it like this sort of
But Audrey,
sorry, like this to try to put yourself entirely into that category, A, doesn't make sense for humans, period, which is part of why the term Sigma or Alpha is really fucking stupid. But B, just isn't accurate.
okay, but you realize that like I've been like extremely sick for like a while, right? It's not like I could just like get up,
Bitch,
go
I have
start
been
my
sick
career.
for over a decade, and I don't have social programs. I don't
Yeah,
have
but
any. I have no
you're
fucking help. So
you're
shut the hell up, bitch,
yeah, but
about that.
your situation, you can't compare it to someone else's. You have no idea what I've been through. Like it's completely different. Like
I can't compare my situation to someone else's.
I mean, you can, but you can't say that like you know what you're feeling is what
Oh.
I'm feeling, what I went through, right? Like
Oh, so
it's
so would we
completely
say that any
different.
prescriptive nature that I might find to fix my issues in my life might not be the same as a prescriptive nature to fix the issues
I,
that
d-
are
I
in
don't
your life?
I don't know what
Would
that
that be a
means.
good way
I
to?
don't know what a
Okay,
I
I can
prescriptive.
tell. I understand.
I don't know what a
You're backed into a
prescriptive.
corner. I get it. You're backed into a corner because